Okay, so this video is meant to help you better understand the course policy statement for our 2130 online class. I do realize that you can read, but it's going to be important that you follow everything on this policy for the rest of the semester. The course policy statement is all the rules that I follow, and I will follow these throughout the semester. There are not going to be any exceptions. So if there's anything that you don't understand, please feel free to email me and I'll try to clarify it. But this video should clarify everything. It is going to be important for you to not just watch this video. I'm not going to talk about the whole entire course policy, just what I think may be a little confusing. I'll also talk about the coursework outline, which we should follow for the rest of the semester. Office hours. Now, this is an online class, but you are free to come by during my posted office hours to ask any questions that you have. I should be there, and even though we don't meet face to face, I'll be happy to sit down and answer any questions that you have or anything like that. The best way to get a hold of me, though, is going to be to use my D2L email account. So the account that you're in right now to access this video should be the best account to send emails to me. And I'll check it daily, probably multiple times daily. Over the weekend, I may not check it as much, of course, but I should be able to get back to you pretty soon if you have any questions. The textbook, we will use the textbook in this class. You do need to purchase it. The good news is that we will definitely use it weekly. The Norton Anthology you'll also need the Little Brown Handbook because we will be doing some writing in here. The Little Brown Handbook will tell you everything that you need to know. It's been a while since you've written a paper. My late paper policy is very easy. I don't take late papers, so if you have a paper that you do not turn in on time, it will not be graded. If there's any extenuating circumstance, let me know about it as soon as possible, see what we can do about that. But if you don't tell me anything and turn in a late paper, it will not be graded. Now, technology in this class we will use, of course, being an online class frequently. Technology errors are not suitable excuses for tardy or missed work. That means if you are not comfortable with your computer skills, you'll definitely want to refresh yourself. I'm not a computer science teacher, so there's really not a lot I can do to equip you with computer knowledge. I'm assuming a very basic understanding of internet, of Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint. We will be using all of these programs. So if you don't know how to use these, or if you don't have a computer where this is accessible, you'll definitely want to learn how to use these, and you'll also want to find a computer that has these programs. I will tell you that Motlow, the computer labs at Motlow, have all the Microsoft products that we'll be using. So if you have any compatibility issues with your home computer, you'll want to come in and use the Motlow computer because everything I put on D2L should open using the Microsoft computer. I'm going to try to save the documents through the Word 2000 to 2003 I should be able to save this to where older versions of Word should recognize the documents, not just Word 2007. Okay. Also, be aware that you'll want to save your assignments in more than one place. You may want to save your assignment on a hard drive as well as a flash drive. If you save it in one place and then overwrite it, or if it's deleted, just remember that won't be a suitable excuse for tardy or incomplete work. Let's see. Grade information is going to be important. We have a total of 900 points in this class. Now, if you notice, the participation grade, and I'll go into what participation is a little more, is worth 200 points. So a very large chunk of your class grade is through participation. Now, some of you may be wondering, well, we don't meet in class. How am I going to get participation? I'll go over that in a minute. We will have 5 homework assignments worth a total of 100 points. If you do the math, you know it's 20 points per homework assignment. Quizzes, we'll have 10 quizzes. In the coursework outline, I have listed every week that we'll have a quiz. So you should see, and we'll look at it in a minute, you should see in bold where I've put for the week that we'll have a quiz. And we'll go over how to access that in a minute. We'll have a midterm exam worth 200 points. We'll also have a final exam worth 200 points. We will have a paper. The paper will be worth 100 points. We will possibly have another assignment worth 50 points. Right now, that's a tentative assignment, so if that changes, you'll be the first to know. The grading scale you can look at yourself. Now the homework. Let me talk about how you can access the homework. On the digital Dropbox, you'll need to check every week. You'll need to check the Dropbox because that's where I'll post the homework assignment. For example, this first week, you do have a homework assignment. A homework assignment will involve the Trickster PowerPoint that I've put up online, and it's accessible right now. But that PowerPoint will tell you several different slides will tell you the homework that I want you to do. So the first homework assignment is already posted. The due date for homework is going to be the due date is every Friday by 11:59 p.m. So our first class, our official class, even though we're not meeting in person, is going to be on Saturday. That means that every Saturday I will post new homework assignments. Every Friday, homework and quizzes and participation is due. That's the cutoff time. 11:59 p.m. is the cutoff time. Of course, you can do it earlier. In fact, I encourage you to, just in case. Late homework is not accepted whatsoever. So, if for any reason you try to submit homework into the digital Dropbox after Friday, 11:59 p.m., I will not grade it. Quizzes. We have, like I said, 10 quizzes, each quiz worth 10 points. Now, you'll access the quizzes using the Assessments tab, not the Dropbox. I will format the quizzes for you to take. Keep in mind that with the quizzes, you will have a very specific timeline. Once you decide to start taking the quiz, you will have a very limited amount of time to take it. I'm thinking maybe 1 or 2 minutes max. Here's the reason why. I do not want you to use the book for the quiz. I do not want you to use the internet for the quiz. Uh, there will be basically an option when you access D2L. When you access the quiz, D2L will automatically lock down your computer, which means that you should not be able to access any other websites, or you should not have any websites up while you take the while you take the quiz. So that means before you start taking the quiz, make sure that every other window is closed down. Also, keep in mind that you will not be able to exit that page. Once the time expires on the quiz, that's it. You only have one time to take the quiz. The thing is, each quiz will only be one question, so it should be very manageable for you if you've done the reading to answer that question in the time that you have available. What won't be feasible for you to do is to read the quiz question, read the assignment quickly, and try to find the answer. I've tried to format the quizzes to prevent that. So just keep that in mind. If you do the reading, you should be fine on the quizzes. The quizzes are designed to reward you for completing the reading. Let's see, participation. Now let's talk about this. We'll have a discussion board feature on our D2L account. Basically, you get your participation grade worth 200 points total if every week you post at least one question you have about the week's reading assignment. You'll post this question as a thread on the discussion. You'll also need to post 3 discussions that you will, or observations that you have about your colleagues' questions. So you'll pick 3 other students who ask questions, and you'll try to answer their questions, or you'll try to provide insight. If you don't have an answer, maybe you can just kind of give some challenges or some information, some observations. Now, something very important with participation, if you don't do it seriously, if you don't pick an important question, or if you don't come up with an important question, if you don't genuinely try to engage the 3 questions that you select to try to answer, you're not going to get credit for participation. So keep that in mind. Smart thinkings, if you want to have someone communicate with you about your writing assignments, you can check out what that is. Turnitin.com, I'll get back to you on that, but that's going to be some plagiarism software that we'll use. Shouldn't require any work. It should be automatic on the Dropbox. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so student expectations. This is an online class, but it's not going to be an immediate feedback class. So that means that I know that you'll turn in homework frequently, but the time scale of when that homework or when the papers are graded is going to be on my time scale. As soon as I have it graded, it should show up in your grade book on the D2L. So just keep checking. Homework I grade pretty quickly. Quizzes, of course, I grade pretty quickly. But the major assignments, please do understand it'll take me some time to get those grades graded and posted. Plagiarism policy is very simple. If I catch plagiarism in any assignment, and it's very easy for me to do this semester, you'll automatically fail the class. Now, plagiarism would be like copy paste uh, in your papers. It would be not citing sources that you should. It would also be if you recycle or share homework assignments or papers. So if you've done any homework in the past that you try to use for this semester, keep in mind that would be considered self-plagiarism. There is such a thing. Don't do that. The last thing I want to tell you about is that we do have a content advisory. Keep in mind some of the literature that we're reading in here is adult themed. Not by adult, I just mean that it may have some mature language. There may be some sexuality, violence, and other mature subject matters, but I promise that we will discuss it on the discussion board in a respectful and in a mature way. So please keep that in mind. I'm not doing any of this to try to offend anyone. It's just American literature. Some of the American literature has some of these things, and we need to study it. So that's going to wrap up this video. I'm going to try to, when I can, post some brief videos on YouTube for you to access if you just want a little bit of insight from me. Now, I realize you can read the material. I'm looking forward to hearing what you say on the discussion board about the material. But if there's anything that I need to clarify, I'll try to do that clarification on these videos. So there's a couple more posted. Go ahead and check those out. If you have any questions, email me. And I look forward to a productive semester with you. I hope we get a lot from each other.